Guys, hi.
Hi.
Hey.
First question, I hope an easy one for you to start off with. Well, I'll start off with you. The first album that you bought, do you still recall it?
Yeah, it was the Beatles. It was the Yellow Submarine soundtrack.
And why this album?
I really was into the Beatles, and I went on like a long summer holiday to France with my family for a few weeks, and I played a lot of pool and listened to a lot of Beatles for some reason, and I really got into the Beatles, and they were like my first sort of favourite band. And so when I got my first CD player for Christmas, I bought the Beatles album.
A specific track from that album?
What's on that album? I can't even remember that well.
Hey Bulldog.
Hey Bulldog's on it, isn't it? I think. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, the whole album is great. Yeah.
And you?
The first album I bought was Dr. Dre 2001. In 2001.
And why?
I really liked it. I think I'd heard the next episode and Still Dre probably on MTV or something like that. And I just really liked it. I didn't really have any friends who liked it, I think, but I just went out and bought it. And I remember when I tried to buy it the first time, they wouldn't let me because they didn't think I was old enough.
Were you
weren't?
enough?
Was I not old enough? You have
How
to
old is old enough?
13 to buy parental advisory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough then, mate.
Well, in WH Smith's, maybe that was their
Yeah.
policy, who knows. But yeah, they wouldn't let me buy it.
And what makes this album so good?
It's amazing. It's just a very good album. I think it's just so well produced. I think that was it for me. It wasn't really so much about the gangster rap as it was about the sounds.
Yeah. And a standout track from that album?
Probably Still Dre.
Yeah. Why?
Well, we actually play it now as a cover of Still Dre and Kylie Minogue Slow. And I don't know, there's something very simple about those piano chords.
Yeah.
And the beat that it just fits. It's just kind of like a very good match musically.
What makes him good as a producer?
I think his simplicity. I think it's actually pretty minimal. If you make that album's not like full. It's not like full of sounds. It's actually a pretty minimal kind of album. It's very much like just kick, snare, bass, and a bit of piano, and maybe some kind of other sound effects. But it's very simple.
Is there between the four of you, is there some sort of mutual music that you agree on that's good?
There are certain bands that we all agree on that we really like. Yeah, like Radiohead or Metronomy, stuff like that. But as a rule, we have quite different music tastes, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I say that you're more into the hip hop, or is it just a phase?
Not really. I think it was a phase. I think that, yeah, I'm not really that into hip hop now. But I wouldn't say I had any genre of music that I was into now. I just sort of listen to whatever people are playing me, I suppose.
Yeah. And you?
Yeah, I think now I'm quite into folk, stuff like that, and I quite like sort of IDM, that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's been well over a year since An Awesome Wave has been released. How do you look back on that album? Can you look? Is that album far away from you now, then that you can, judge it a little bit more?
I've kind of forgotten about the album.
Yeah, it's this like the saddest thing about making something, I suppose, like making something yourself, is that you never really get to know what it sounds like. You spend so much time putting in each different part of a track that you never really know what it sounds like because you're too familiar with it already.
Yeah.
So, I do forget that about the album,
Yeah.
it being an album, because I suppose we've been touring since it came out, so our life has been playing live.
Yeah.
But how important, because you've been British Mercury Prize, BBC Radio 6 Music Album of the Year, the IFA Awards. It's for the album. What does it do to you?
It gives you confidence that you're doing something right. That's a really nice feeling, you know. But ultimately, we're now so concentrated on touring that it's just another. You know, you have to keep your head in the game and stay sort of sane on the road. I think.
Yeah, is it hard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it hard to stay sane on the road?
It can be. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, it definitely can be, yeah. I think, touring's very up and down. Sometimes it's great and you'll find yourself in an amazing new place with amazing new people, and sometimes you find yourself just sitting in a departure lounge for hours while your plane home's delayed or something. So I think it's a strange lifestyle touring. It's not in any way normal.
No.
It's completely abnormal as a lifestyle to just travel around.
Yeah, but then it's good for you to have 4 people.
It is, yeah, it's good, and I think especially having a large crew, which we have now, is really nice as well. It means that there's always new people to talk to, and you know, it makes it more diluted, which is nice.
And have you grown more to each other last year?
In some ways we have,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
In what way?
In that we just know each other very well and we're very comfortable with each other. Like, you know, we're more comfortable with each other than we are with probably anybody else in a weird way, almost. You know, like it's like a family thing. It's very strange. You know, you can say anything to anybody, and there's no real inhibitions. And that relationship is quite interesting, considering we only met like 5 years ago.
Is it for you too the same?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think that it's we pretty much know everything about each other.
Yeah.
I don't really see how you can't really get that much closer a bond. I don't think, because also I think the whole stress of sort of releasing an album and being a new band and really sort of having to just push yourself constantly. It's a bit like, I don't know, being like a band of brothers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A bit like being like fighting alongside each other or something. But yeah.
It's for you. I read. I don't know if it's true, but you are working on a film score.
We have been. Yeah, we finished it.
Oh, you finished it already.
Yeah.
What was it like to work on that?
I like working on film scores because it's very free. You know, there's not the pressure to turn your ideas into actual succinct songs. You can just let your ideas grow really organically and see where they go, and without the pressure to cut them down and make them make sense. Really,
I think it's much kind of freer process where you're much more free to experiment and just explore music and not worry about being like, oh, should there be another verse in this bit, or should we put a bridge in it? You don't have to think about that because you're just responding to sort of the subject matter of the film.
But are they songs or are they just soundscapes?
It's a bit of a mixture. There's a couple of kind of more song things in there with lyrics and more structures, but it's a bit of a hinterland between the two, really.
In hindsight, can you explain the success of the album? Your first album?
I think a lot of luck, a lot of hard work, and more luck.
Now, maybe was a band needed like you, maybe?
I don't really know. I don't know what kind of band we are, really.
I think it comes back to the same thing, you know, sort of like we can't really judge our album because we're too familiar with it. We can't really judge who we are as a band or what we're really perceived as a band. Yeah,
but you've heard many people, write about you, say things about you. Is there some sort of mutual thing that comes up every time when people judge you or judge your music or judge the band? Or?
I find it quite strange when people refer to us as being really geeky.
Yeah.
Because we're not really that geeky. I think that, you know, we went to university. I think that's it. It's like, I think it's more that we're a university band. We met at university, and I wouldn't really class any of us as like geeks because we're not smart enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, to be an actual geek, you have to be way better than us. Yeah.
But does this bother you or?
Not really. I just think it's just. I think that's how journalists work, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
we don't really concern ourselves too much with descriptions of the band. I mean, we just try and do what we do.